This is the infamous Blue Light PC, Kmart's quirky $500 computer from the year 2000. Today, let's clean this thing up, get it going again, and explore the world of Kmart computing. So stay tuned. And if you find underwhelming computers particularly endearing, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with this kind of super cheap box store PC. I mean, they were objectively terrible. Low spec, low quality, barely enough RAM to run the built-in bloatware, but perfect for my burgeoning interests in Linux. In fact, Walmart even sold a computer like this that ran Linux out of the box. But the one I remember the most is the Blue Light PC, mainly because of its ridiculous branding. I mean, if you bought a Walmart PC, at least it just looked like a generic beige box. But this thing, it's absolutely shouting from the rooftops that you bought the cheapest computer you could find. Also, some of my high school friends had a ska band called the Blue Light Specials, so that could be part of the nostalgia for me. Anyway, this thing packs a Celeron 633, a ridiculously low 32 megs of RAM, a 7.5 gig hard drive, CD-ROM, and Windows 98. I was pretty surprised to learn that this thing is actually built by LG, so hopefully there's a bit of quality on the inside. But first, the iconic blue light accent took a bit of a hit at some point, so let's see if we can patch this thing up. Right after this quick word about today's sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is a one-stop solution for all of your PCB assembly and fabrication needs. Do you need to prototype something? Build a run of a project? I bet PCBWay can handle the whole thing, the whole way through. PCB prototyping starts at just $5 for 10 pieces, with as little as a 24-hour turnaround. And boy, do they offer a lot of different options. Flex PCB, Rigid Flex, HDI PCBs, and they even offer PCB assembly, through-hole and surface mount, which starts at just $29 for 1 to 20 pieces. They even offer services like injection molding, sheet metal fabrication, and more. The low pricing and ease of ordering has made PCBWay the preferred vendor for many in the retro community for years. If you have any PCB, prototyping, or full mass production needs, I hope you'll give PCBWay.com a try. As with many of my treasures, I picked this thing up at a VCF swap meet. And when I saw this glorious blue fascia, I just could not turn it down despite the damage. Ooh, she's cracked all right. Yeah, let's unclip the blue part. Take these out. I'm going to use super glue and a bit of baking soda to try and get a really strong bond. Yeah, one of the problems is that the plastic is like stretched out, so it's pulling itself apart. That's kind of holding it straight. Alright, now that the super glue has dried to my fingertips, let's pull everything out of here and see what we have. We have a Belkin USB 2.0 card, a Netgear Ethernet card with absolutely wonderful art on the PCB. Our hard drive is actually a Samsung 7.6 gigabyte, and our floppy drive is a Mitsumi unit. We have a big old fan cage up front, but surprise, there's no fan in it. Only a mounting for the built-in microphone. Oh my god, no, that is the piezo speaker. That's why this cage is in here, for the beep beep. There's another speaker on the motherboard. Huh. Alright, let's pull this motherboard out of here. And here is our socket 370 motherboard. We can see on the bottom here part number MS6178M, which according to the retro web is an MSI motherboard. Let's pop this heatsink off and see if we should repaste this CPU while we're in here. Yeah, like a professional. CPU paste is actually still pretty goopy. I wonder if the previous owner had repasted this. Anyway, here's our Celeron 633. A lovely low-cost CPU. Now let's clean this original paste off. We'll add some new MX6 Arctic thermal compound. Oh, you haven't seen this joke in a while. There we go, minty fresh and ready to Celeron once again. And looking over the capacitors on the motherboard here, they all actually seem fine. Alright, well, I'm not going to win any awards for best restoration, but it is intact again. So let's find a suitable monitor to pair this thing up with and fire it up. Oh, that's heavy. All right, let's power this bad boy on and see what she's got. Oh yeah, Windows 98's still on this thing. Now, this thing would have originally shipped with Windows 98, so maybe this is the original install. Although I don't see a whole lot of bloatware on here. We've got just setup MSN. And that doesn't seem right because Blue Light was trying to sell its own free internet service, which would have competed with MSN, so I don't see why they would have distributed that. Yeah, I'm willing to bet this is a stock install of Windows 98 because I also searched on the Internet Archive trying to find a restore CD for the Blue Light PC, and there is none. So if you have a Blue Light PC or the install discs for it, I would love to have a copy, but lacking that, I have the next best thing. One of these Blue Light Internet install CDs. You know, the ones they used to give out for free in the checkout lane of Kmart? Well, I found one on eBay and paid actual money to buy it. So we're gonna pop this in there and install the bluelight.com totally free internet service. Yeah, look at that fancy auto start here. Click here to install bluelight.com. All right. Totally free internet service. Yeah, if something is free, you're the product, even in the year 2000. All right, I accept these terms. Install Yahoo Messenger. Sure, why not? You know what's funny? I had a bajillion of these things at my house when I was a kid. I don't think I ever actually installed one. We used to just take these and fling them at each other like they were little CD-shaped projectiles. I never said I was a good kid. Run the bluelight.com totally free internet service now. All right. Create new user. Cannot initialize spinway.com remote access phone book. Oh, okay. It's still trying to go. Look how huge the font is on this start button. Ooh, it's fortified with Yahoo, so you get free email. Oh, sweet. I accept. All right, high-speed connection. Let me plug in an Ethernet cable to this thing. I'm sure that's not a terrible idea. All right, we've got our good old 10100 Ethernet hooked up. Connecting to server. Oh, I'm sure that's fine. Why is it looking for access numbers if we're connecting over Ethernet? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Powered by spinway.com. I wonder what spinway.com goes to these days. Well, apparently it doesn't go to anything, but according to Crunchbase, Spinway was a free ISP that powered many retail-branded free ISPs in 1999 and 2000, including Kmart and bluelight.com. So there was no Blue Light free internet service. It was only Spinway. What a scam. Alright, I'm not going to call this 979 support number. Oh look, it's the sign-on page. Oh, we're getting there. Let's see, connection type. Edit. Yeah, high-speed network. Yep. Okay. New user. Cannot initialize. We're back to this. Well, we got to laugh at some of this stuff. fortified by Yahoo. I think that's my favorite part. Can you believe Yahoo outlived Kmart? That's wild. You know, I'm really glad that this thing wound up here. If we hadn't rescued it, I'm sure it would have wound up in the garbage, either because of the physical damage or the fact that it's comically obsolete. In any event, here it is, lovingly restored. Speaking of throwing computers in the trash, e-waste connoisseur shirt available on shop.actionretro.com. In any event, I'd love to do something hilarious with this thing, especially if I can't locate some kind of restore disk to put it back to its factory Kmart specifications. I mean, installing an old version of Linux is, of course, the kind of thing I would do, but who knows what other fun we can have with this old Celeron. Maybe I'll finally get React OS running. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. In any event, that'll do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more shenanigans like this, please subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.